In this edition, Little Miss Sunshine directors Valerie Faris and Jonathan Dayton talk about creating the award-winning film with Millimeter contributor Derek Greer. Read the companion article online at digitalcontentproducer.com.
What were your initial ideas for the look of Little Miss Sunshine?
Well, we knew that we had to keep a rather simple visual approach. I mean, we didn't want to do a quasi-documentary style or get too ostentatious in the visual style, because we just felt that, the performances were most important, and if you got too fancy, it would distract you and kind of take you out of the scene. We wanted it to be as if you were at the dinner table with these people, you were in the car with these people.
Yeah, I think we were interested in a kind of raw and naturalistic look to the film, and we did look at a lot of photography, like by William Eggleston, and we were big fans of Bill Owens, and just looked at a lot of more photojournalism. And then in terms of color, we really love Eggleston's work. So I think the most important thing was to sort of have it feel very naturalistic, but we did, in terms of the look and the production design, we did have kind of a color scheme, a color palette that we were working with.
I also would say that we're big fans of Hal Ashby, and we looked particularly at Harold and Maude, and we were interested in shifting scale to be in a close-up and then to cut to a wide landscape shot, and just be able to not necessarily move the camera in dynamic ways, but have certain shifts that would at least give a little bit of punch.
In addition, we decided to shoot in 2:3:5 format, and that was really for the landscapes. We loved the idea of these nice wide landscapes, and then also it allowed us to do a lot of shots that all six faces could be in. At the dinner table, we could get the entire table on all six characters in a wide shot, and in the car, we could shoot, from the front windshield angle and have everybody in the shot.
Back to the colors, sort of capturing the look of William Eggleston. Was there something you did technically to make those vibrant yellows and things stand out?
Not really, but
choice.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't recall what film stock we used at this point, but we did a lot of tests. Particularly, we looked at various paint colors for the van because we decided it should be yellow. Not so much on the sunshine play of words, but just we thought in terms of a wide shot, we wanted the bus to stand out on the on the
highway.
Yeah, and we thought yellow would be kind of a good way to spot our car.
We didn't know it would become the marketing color as well.
But when we did our tests, we weren't really happy with any of the colors that we were considering. But our test happened to be shot in the parking lot of the camera company, and in the parking lot was a yellow Mustang, a new 2005 car, and it just jumped out at us from way in the back of the parking lot. We said, oh, my God, that's the color. That's what we want.
Well, was there any significant troubleshooting you did where you had to change direction or problem solve after you were in the field?
Oh, all the time.
Constantly.
All the time.
Locations would drop out, and the biggest one was the exterior location for the hotel where the pageant took place.
Oh.
We had planned and very heavily storyboarded the sequence of them trying to find the way in to the parking lot. And we had a whole plan down in Long Beach, and we were actually, and then days before, Long Beach denied us the permits. So we had to move the whole thing up to Ventura, and we had a half a day to scout and storyboard it before we shot it. So that was probably the worst because it was the most complicated scene in terms of the action and covering it. And we were never as happy with the location as we were in Long Beach.
Well, I've been on that off ramp where you think you're heading in one direction and it
right,
and then
yeah, I mean that is universal. But the original script called for this very funny
series of medians. Where
they pull into a parking lot, and it's somehow not the parking lot for the hotel, and the hotel is in the distance. But to get to the hotel, you have to just jump over all these medians,
and that's what Long Beach didn't like, I bet.
Well, Long Beach didn't like because it was near their airport, and they worried that production would slow traffic to the airport.
They wouldn't let us close certain streets off, so.
Huh.
But it was a great round Holiday Inn, and we really loved how you could see it from the freeway. But then as there were many ways to get lost in this one area, but you could always kind of see the hotel. It's like, when you drive around and the moon seems to change where it is in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit like that, where, you'd be driving and you'd lose it for a second, and then it would pop up again, and it would be on the wrong, I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was a kind of perfect.
It was a great,
confusing landscape, but.
And the hotel was so iconic. You could see it popped out of the landscape much better than the one in Ventura. So.
Yeah.
But filmmaking is always about last-minute problem solving, and that's one of the beauties of having a partnership is that you can brainstorm together
quickly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can stay up all night together trying to figure something out.
Digital Content Producer Podcast.